Langley, my dear, now that I have your attention, hopefully, considering how I named this video, first of all, rest assured, I'm not going to harm you much right now. I just want to let you know a couple of things, namely, that I've been trying to contact you and a whole lot of other people for pretty much the last 2 years plus. And first and foremost, the Austrian Abwehramt, in addition with their German colleagues and most particularly the NSA, have utterly prevented that from happening. Not just did they prevent me contacting you, they also prevented me contacting certain people within the armed forces of not just the US, but other nations as well. I want to point out to you that your whatever you think of it or call it, you probably think of it as a thought verbalization thing that you have as super secret tech. That shit is utter delusional crap, in that it does not at all do what you think it does, and the extracts, as I call it, are utterly forged for a whole lot of reasons, and it is very easy to forge them. In addition to that, you have been utterly conquered mindware-wise. Yes, you have, for decades now. In fact, depending on how far ahead the rudimentary technology underlying this was in the very late 50s, very early 60s, either you and or the Air Force were the first, and the other would have been the second. So you and the Air Force have been had for the longest time. The whole shit was developed by Navy. Maybe you even know that you got it out of Navy labs. I don't know. Maybe your senior retired 80-plus-year-old fellas know or remember. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that I have been, and I will demonstrate this to you, I just have the mails from, this is my email program, this is the sent mails, I know this is German here. See, I had this whole shit sicked at me, and it took me forever to understand what's going on. And unfortunately, as you can see, there is a massive gap here from 2013 to 2011. Basically, and these are banal 2013 mails. So all of the mails that I sent between 12 and 13, I have been forcibly made to delete. So I have no proof of what I sent in that area, in that time area. I can show you, though, how nice guy that I was. I sent a rather generic document to, you can see it here, NSA PAO at nsa.gov. I sent them the shit here just to let them know that I know what they're doing. Here I sent to a whole lot of, I tried to send you webmaster because, funny thing, you don't have an email address, and you might think that's a brilliant idea, because these days even the Vatican thinks it is a brilliant idea to not have an email contact on a website, when as little back as 2012 they still had an email address at their website, even the Vatican. I don't know when you last had one, but I assure you it's not a good thing that you don't have one anymore. Anyhow, the NSA is keeping all kinds of information from you, and not in a good way. Trust me. I sent, and it's getting fascinating, you know. I sent all kinds of documents and emails to the Germans, for instance. See, actually to the Bundesnachrichtendienst. I wasn't quite sure to what extent the Bundesnachrichtendienst, as the non-military, is involved in this. Actually, they didn't do shit. So I take them to either be utterly blocked from information, as you are, or more likely in that case, unlike in your case, Langley, which is why I'm doing this video mostly at you, they are probably utterly conquered as the NSA. I sent information here. This is interesting. I sent on 16th of June. I wrote, as I can't rule out that the Austrian mail, that is the snail mail, right? The national Austrian, kind of like U.S. What do you call it? U.S. mail, U.S. post. I'm not sure what you call it over there. As I can't rule out that the U.S. mail fishes letters out of the mail, I sent the Bundesnachrichtendienst something. I'm gonna open this here. Wherever the fuck it got open, I think in downloads. Nope. Well, oh, here we are. So basically, this is all kinds of information leading up to, I'm going to delete this folder here, because I have done nothing other than this. I'm going to show you this. That's the wrong one. Here. On 16th of June 2014, this is 16th of June 2014, I burned 10 CD-ROMs to, I think here is the information, yes, to the Viennese embassies. This is the letter. Here are the addresses of the embassies that received them. So this is the Brits, the Germans, the Swiss, you, the embassy of the USA. Matter of fact, well, I'll come back to that. So you, the Italians, the Apostolic Nuncius, for good reasons, which is back 1213, the Ruskies, the Japs, Israel, and Spain. This is the letter that they got. I'm not going to read this here, but this is the same letter everybody got, and they got a CD-ROM with actually the content of this file here, folder, sorry, is what they all got. There is all kinds of informations. Leading up to, some are a little older, some are even older than what it says here. I just resaved some of them, but this is, as you can see, at least the last time I saved them, some of them have been started further back, way further back. I got your entire little shit here of how the whole thing really works. All the mind control shit, even though you don't know what the fuck you're actually doing when you think you're extracting people's thoughts. You have been horribly misled. But so I sent 10 embassies in June 2014, including yours, and your embassy never the fuck got it, or at best the NSA guy there, or the certainly not the CIA guy, I can assure you that. Might have been the other not so nice agencies of your country, who made very sure to keep this shit from you and the armed services. And I am aware that the NSA is the armed services, but I actually wanted this to wind up with especially the Air Force and to a lesser extent the Army. Not with fucking NSA and a particular fucking Navy, okay? And it never arrived in those hands. So I just continued. I actually see there is something that I call proxy tech. I have no understanding how you are deluded into believing that your little thought extraction shit works. You probably are told that that is super secret satellites or whatever the crap. I assure you it is not. Believe it or not, it ain't. It is what I call proxy tech. Proxy tech because proxy means it's very near. It's in my particular case, it is something in my apartment's walls or ceiling. It's a little device that emits a field through which this nowadays is done. Because chances are, quite a while ago, you figured that some of that shit doesn't all of a sudden work anymore like it used to. I'd be to blame for that. because I deleted the actual brain-to-brain communication interface as it was out there in the waves. I deleted that, and for good reason. Anyway, let's continue with the mails. So I've been sending them again, the Germans in particular. I've told them again and again. I told the Germans that I'm going to execute them all. I told the MI5 and the MI6 that I'm going to execute them all, for the traitors that they are. Here is a document on my desktop, and the thing is, you will not get to my desktop. That is the pity of it, because, believe it or not, the NSA and the local Austrian filth will ex-Austrian, because Austria, see, as I came to understand the full extent of it, over a year ago, as the most integral citizen of that former country, I decreed Austria history. It doesn't even exist anymore. In fact, in its place, you now have a country called Freiland. Don't laugh before you hear the whole shit. Anyhow, the point is, I will kill you all unless you do something. And what are you to do? Well, here is one document. The document starts with a wonderfully pathetic, misinterpretable little section. And the first entry is the 25th of January 2015. I want to point out that here we are in this folder. Here is on the CD-ROMs was a kind of journal-like document. Then here's a brief little post, me writing the journal in the CD-ROM file. Then the Austrians got my ass into a hospital, not a mental facility, into the psychiatric ward of the hospital. Unfortunately for them, the shrink there declared me perfectly sane, basically, and I was released again after a few weeks, because I am perfectly sane. Because I have beaten this whole shit. I have deleted some of this virtualware in my head as I was given it. And all of that is explainable, and you are being kept from information language. And the thing you should know is, I made you countless offers and suggestions in this document. This is 195 pages. I can't go into all of them. But you should the fuck. You should the fuck. As I mentioned in another video, nuke the NSA. I don't care how you do it. Ideally, get the Air Force to do it. I am absolutely serious. No, I am not delusional. I am not insane. Nuke fucking Fort Meade. If you want to know why exactly, because you might be kind of hesitant, which you needn't be really, then try to get a hold of these real documents. Do not ask the NSA to further discredit me. They will bring you fake, wrongly cut, out of context surveillance of mine, fake email shit of mine, fake web browsing history shit of mine from the hot face back in 2012, or simply wrongly dated, and they'll say, oh, that was from yesterday, when in fact it was from 3 days ago, or 3 years ago, sorry. Do not fucking believe the NSA. You are the CIA. Do not believe the NSA. Understand that the Austrian filth of the Abwehrmacht, with their German ilk from the Bundeswehr, and the fucking NSA have been utterly fucking around everywhere. And in fact have utterly discredited me, have what I have discovered as of the workings of this whole shit, misused that information to A, present some of it as their made insights, and B, knowingly explain it all wrong all over again so that nobody understands what is going on. You, CIA, are the last thing in the USA that I put hope on. And to make you be efficient, you have to get this information somehow. Send a guy to my door in Vienna get this information, have the guy come with a USB stick. I'll just quickly copy this shit onto his USB stick. If you think, oh, well, we'll just go there and look at what he has on his computer, I assure you, you will not wind up on my computer. And if you do, you will see a whole lot of fake shit, a whole lot of allegedly deleted data that I have never had on my Mac in the first place. You will get a completely forged Mac that is not mine. It is not mine, trust me. Have a guy come here with a bloody USB stick, and I will give you all the necessary documents for you to understand what the fuck is going on. Do not trust the NSA, and certainly do not trust the fucking Navy, and certainly do not fucking trust anybody else agency-wise in your country. Do not do that. Especially not Homeland Security. So, just, if you don't want, because you see, the filth who are fucking with the world's minds for the last couple of decades have utterly lost control over the whole fucking as such, as well as their own fucking heads. And the whole thing is gonna take a nosedive really soon. And thereupon, if you don't want me to be there to kick your asses for not having done something, as I will execute the fuckers in the ex-Austrian army, and the fuckers from the Brits, and the fuckers from the Germans, and the fucking NSA, if you don't want your asses to get executed for treason against mankind, then you do something, landlord. And incidentally, bring a few bucks when you send your guy, because I am utterly broke. Thank you.